Hi everyone, it's jwitty. Hope you all are enjoying this evening's train of Friday with Friends. So I'm working with an 18 by 24 gallery wrapped canvas. I taped off the back, painted my sides with my base coat that you see there, which is the ArtistLoft soft bodied black. Decided I was going to do an open cup pour. And the colors that are going to be in the cup that I'm going to pour from into the open cup, what you see there is the DecoArt Americana Decor Satin Enamel Soft Linen is the name of that color. That is ArtistLoft Metallic Cobalt Blue. I think this next color is the FolkArt Treasure Gold Antique Copper. And I think I follow that with the FolkArt Treasure Gold Blue Topaz. And the ArtistLoft Copper is the last color. And I think what happened was I mindset when I went to start out to do this pour, I was going to do a dirty cup pour, just a straight pour. And then I thought, gee, I haven't done an open cup in a while. And I have never done a dirty cup pour into an open cup. And then I've never really poured metallics into a satin enamel to see how that would work. I've layered satin enamel between metallics before, but I don't think I've ever done a dirty cup. So this is kind of a combination pour. It's going to be a little of this and a little of that and a whole lot of this. And I don't know. It was just one of these things where, I started off with this one idea and ended up going to another idea and then incorporating those two ideas. And then in the interim, throwing in a few more ideas along the way. And I ended up having a lot of fun with this creation. Although when I began to stretch it out, it was funny because I think what happened was I honestly think I had too much of the satin enamel in the cup and not enough color, if that makes any sense. So this, of course, is a journey, this piece. And and it doesn't even look like those colors are sinking. And they sort of did, they sort of didn't. I think the higher up, the better they sunk. The closer that I got to the cup, the more they kind of stayed on top. And my pouring mediums was the Floetrol and Distilled Water. And that's all I used in mixing up all of these paints. And my consistency for my base coat, and then, of course, the colors that I'm using, were pretty much the same. My base coat may have been a little bit thinner, but for the colors that are going into the cup there, I would say that the consistency was probably a mound. It left like a slight trace of a mound before it disappeared and dissipated, into the cup. And so, anywho, here I go. I'm laying down the base, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the cup down. I think I spread a little more on the outside, a little on the inside. And then I began to do this dirty pour, and no rhyme or reason, just pouring it in and hoping that, it's going to disperse out from underneath and begin to make these really cool cells. And I'm, one of the biggest things I've learned with acrylic pour is patience. And my patience was running a little thin, so to speak, with this. It just wasn't selling up like I had hoped for. So I wasn't really pleased with what I was seeing. The colors weren't as vibrant. I think I had too much, again, of that satin enamel. So I go ahead and I do believe that I pour some more. See, the cells are coming. The colors back into the cup. There was still a little satin enamel at the bottom. And now I did a straight pour. So I thought, well, let's play with this and see what happens. And, of course, I kept using my heat gun, and then I took my catalyst and kind of added some, wavy stuff through there, lines of interest. I don't know. I was just playing with this. Gonna see what happened, because it certainly wasn't going as I had hoped or as I had planned for. And of course, the more that I picked it up and the more that I stretched it out, the more I just wasn't really happy with what I was seeing. Although from this perspective, it looked a lot better than from the perspective of where I was, standing directly on top of it. And for me, it was just not enough of the color coming through. Those beautiful colors got really muted with the satin enamel, in my opinion. And I should have learned that, even working with white, but I thought the soft linen would be a little bit different. And actually that still mutes them, mutes it down quite a bit. So I worked and I stretched and I worked and I stretched. And this is when some of the things that I've learned from other artists and other videos is if you're not quite happy with a pour, and I've said this numerous times before, I will work a piece until I've exhausted all possibilities before I give it, call it quits and scrape. So this is where I start playing with what can I do from here to change it up. I'm not liking what you see on the left-hand side of the canvas, which would have been my right side, at all. Not that I, liked what was on the right side of the canvas. So again, here I go, trying to do another straight pour. Let's see. Let me put this here, take out some of those air bubbles, and let's kind of play with this and stretch it across and see if I can make some kind of interesting composition with what I've got. Still not happy. I don't know if I made it worse or if I made it better. So then I took and decided, well, let's add some negative space back into this and play with it that way. And so I started with opposite corners just to get a feel for what I was gonna do. And I think it's about this point where I end up taking, oh, nope, I ended up going that way and grabbing that corner. And so I'm adding negative back into the final piece. And I think at one point I begin to pick up and run some lines with my popsicle stick. Trying to get rid of some of the color off of that corner there because I wanted it purely black. And so I think I end up picking up my popsicle sticks and I start running lines through with the black to break up some of those muted colors, and you're going to see here in a moment that I do that. I've got this really sped up, guys. I worked on this piece for quite some time. I really did. It's coming. Yep, I'm going to tilt a little bit more here. And stretch those babies out. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of paint. I mean, I did, but I didn't. But I go ahead and I pick up these popsicle sticks. It's coming. Here we go. And so I kind of follow some of the lines that are already there. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just kind of playing with composition, playing with contrast, trying to get a feel for what's happening here on this canvas, because it was neither this nor that. But I always knew that if you make extra of your base coat, one of the biggest lessons I've learned in this process of all of this is you can always use it as an eraser. And so that's about where I'm at. I'm deciding as I'm playing with trying to add contrast back into this, how am I going to erase and add more black into using the black as an eraser and then coming out with a really interesting composition. And so I played with my catalyst there. You saw the blip in the film. And now I look like I got some kind of weird, funky head. So I'm going to cover that whole area up. Tilt, erase. Turn that all black on that side. Add it in my contrast. And bam. I'm now beginning to feel real happy with what I've got on my canvas. And from the perspective of being that where you're looking at it, the right side would be the bottom, and then all that black would be the top of the canvas. That would be the orientation. So you're actually seeing it from the side. And once I did that and got rid of half of all that blasé, I should say, color, I was real happy with my end result on this. I'm just loving it. So here we are. There are the wet results. Real thrilled with this. So hopefully you've learned a few things in the process. And so drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I do appreciate all of your comments. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell for future uploads. I do invite you, if this is your first time to my channel, to subscribe. I am glad that you are here. And next up, Cindy from Cynthia Porter Studios was right before me, and right after me, it's Art by Donna. She's up next. So you're gonna hop on over to her channel. She'll finish up this train. She's a beautiful caboose. And these are my dried results. Look at that. So I'm real happy with what I ended up with. So really, really pleased with this. Love the contrast. Love how it's so light and bright towards the top of it against that black. And I think it just turned out really, really cool. So anyways, there you have it, guys. So until next time, please stay safe, take care, and blessings to you all. Bye-bye. Oh, I almost forgot. Our Christmas in July collaboration starts this weekend, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So it's 25 amazing artists from around the globe. So please, guys, click on the name, the title of this video. It'll take you into the description box, and you'll see a complete list of all the artists, the times and days they're scheduled for. Thanks again. Bye-bye.